A 9-year-old girl named Charlotte was on a family camping trip at Moreau Lake State Park in upstate New York when something unthinkable happened. One moment she was riding her bike around the campground, and the next, she vanished. Her disappearance triggered a massive search, with hundreds of rescuers and national attention focused on finding her. Time was critical. But then, 47 hours later, there was a breakthrough. Charlotte was found alive inside a camper belonging to her abductor, Craig Ross Jr., who had taken her from the park. She was rescued safely. But what happened next was just as remarkable. Despite everything she endured, Charlotte was able to calmly and clearly describe what happened to investigators, providing crucial details that helped build a strong case. In court, the evidence mattered. Her abductor later accepted a plea deal and was sentenced to 47 years to life in prison. Her family has since described her as incredibly brave, not just for surviving those terrifying hours, but for helping ensure the man responsible can never hurt another child again. Someone was reviewing footage from a wildlife camera placed deep in a forest when something unusual appeared in the recording. At first, it just looked like movement in the bushes, an animal perhaps. But as the figure approached the camera, its shape became easier to make out. It looked like an old man. The person posted the footage in local groups, but no one recognized the man. Who was out there in the middle of the night, and why? A man was heading home late at night when he decided to take a shortcut through a narrow path that ran across a cassava plantation. The route included a small bridge, and although it was slightly unstable, he had crossed it before without much concern. But this time, as he made his way across, a strange sense of fear began to build. Trusting his instincts, he turned around and started heading back. That's when he noticed something near the bamboo trees. A white figure stood there, almost floating. The man panicked immediately, backing away while recording. What happened here? A group of urban explorers stumbled upon a hidden cave deep in the woods. Curious and a little nervous, they decided to investigate. Inside, they discovered a tunnel system that seemed to stretch for miles. Even more unsettling, scattered throughout the tunnels were pieces of children's clothing, raising immediate questions about how they got there. As they continued deeper, they became disorientated and started to feel like they were being watched. But what they didn't realize at the time was they had already captured something on camera. In the footage, a figure can be seen watching them from the darkness, completely unnoticed. Fortunately, the explorers made it out safely, but they were left wondering, what was really down there in those tunnels? One night, a man was walking his dog through the forest when he heard a child crying. Concerned, he went to investigate, expecting to help a child in distress. But what he found was this.
Ay, Dios, Dios, Dios. ¿Qué es esto? Ay, ay, Dios. Dios. Ay, ay, Dios. Chopi, vete. Chopis, vete, güey. Vete. Ay.
Panic set in and he ran. To this day, he has no idea what it was, but he's convinced it wasn't human. A camper was setting up camp when they suddenly noticed something unusual hovering just above the treetops. At first they thought it might be a drone, but the longer they looked, the less it made sense. The object didn't move like anything familiar. Its shape wasn't clear, and it didn't resemble any aircraft most people would recognize. The camper watched it until it suddenly disappeared. He posted the footage to Facebook, but no one had answers. He said it seemed completely silent in the woods, and he didn't get the feeling there were other people around. With no clear explanation, the footage leaves only questions behind. On October 8th, 1976, a 16-year-old student named Teresa Trenny Lynn Gibson was on a school field trip in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park when something unexpected happened. She was hiking with around 40 classmates, making her way back from a trail toward the parking area. At some point, she moved slightly ahead of the group. Witnesses later said she seemed to be in a hurry to get back, but when the rest of the students reached the bus, she was gone. Search efforts began almost immediately. Dozens of people, including trained dogs, combed the mountains for days. Her scent was picked up along nearby trails, even leading toward a road, but then it suddenly disappeared. No belongings were found, no clear signs of what happened. Some believe she may have gotten lost in the wilderness. Others think she could have encountered someone on the trail. But after decades, no one knows how a girl surrounded by her classmates simply vanished without a trace. A camper in the Appalachian Mountains shared chilling footage from an evening at his campsite. As darkness fell, unsettling sounds echoed around him, a woman screaming and dogs barking in the distance. Despite scanning the surrounding darkness with his camera, he saw nothing.
Mike!
The Appalachians have a long-standing reputation for unexplained phenomena, but couldn't this simply be some wild animals like mountain lions or coyotes? A man was hiking deeper into a forest when something ahead of him suddenly made him stop. He spotted a strange figure with an oddly shaped head, looking down as if it was focused on something. Then it straightened up. Its full height became clear, revealing a tall, hunched body that didn't resemble any known animal. The man stayed completely still. After a few seconds, the creature looked away and continued walking. Did it notice the man or intentionally ignore him? The hiker left the trail shortly after. Sam from the YouTube channel The Northwest Wind went stealth camping alone at a local park. As night fell, he began to feel uneasy, like someone was watching him.
Alright, so it's getting dark. Gonna be fully dark here in about 10 minutes or so. Somebody just walked by. I don't know if they had a dog or not, but they definitely didn't see me, but I could barely see them. I don't know why, I'm just spooked. I haven't been saying that, but I've been spooked since I got here. I keep feeling like somebody's watching me. And then seeing that person. I know it's a public park, but still.
At first, he brushed it off, but as the hours passed, he started noticing movement near his tent.
There's somebody. Hang on. I don't know if they could see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent. Somebody's out there. I don't know if they're coming this way or just walking around out there. I can't tell. Somebody's definitely walking around out there, though. Hang on. I don't want to leave the light on in case they could see in here. I think the fly is thick enough that they can't see the light, but still, I'm leaning right up against the lantern, so you can only just barely see my face. See with my phone. I don't know if you could see me better with my phone or not. Somebody's walking around out there. They're getting closer too.
He stayed as quiet as possible, whispering into his phone while recording everything. Until suddenly, this happened.
Holy crap, get away! What do you want? Hello, I can't see you. Collapsed my tent on me. I don't know which way they went. I think they went this way. I see you. Get away!
Alright, I'm spooked. I don't like this. Get my headlamp on and we're getting out of here right now. They're just standing there. They're just standing there. What do you want? Leave me alone! They went over that way. I can't see them now. I know you're there. I see you. They collapsed my tent on me and pulled the fly off while I was still in there. It smells like someone's smoking a cigarette too. I smell your cigarette. I smell your cigarette. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do.
Someone caused his tent to collapse on him.
One of them's following me. One of them's... Okay, here's a trail of some kind. I just ate. I just ate. I'm soaked. I'm toast. Okay, oh, they're coming. Leave me alone! Okay. Get away from me! All right, we're back on a path. Okay, okay, okay. Ow! 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 Oh, I'm soaked. I'm soaked. Oh God. It's the fourth time. I swear, if I had a firearm, I probably would have used it by now. Oh my God, my nerves are shot. Adrenaline. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Panicked, he bolted into the fog, running blindly through the darkness, slipping, falling, with no idea where he was going.
It's getting bigger. All right, let's get the I don't know if they're like after me or something, or what the happening. We're getting the It's getting bigger. They're coming this way. Holy I like this. I'm calling the police. Okay, okay. There's another car here. Okay. This is okay. All right, we're getting out of here. All right. Lock my doors. What the fuck? What?
Eventually, he spotted his car and escaped. But the question remains, who was out there that night, and what were their intentions? Reddit user Lauren Black was exploring a cave when something immediately made them stop. A big red eye was staring back at them. At first, it terrified her, thinking something large was hiding in there. But when she took another look, she realized it was just a rock with an eye painted on it, giving it a mysterious, dragon-like appearance. Are we sure it's just paint? According to Reddit user Swimming AD160, their roommate heard loud, clear crying sounds while staying at a friend's place in the middle of the woods, twice at the same time of night with no obvious source nearby. What made it even stranger was the housing area had mostly male occupants, leading people to question where such loud, human-like cries could be coming from.
Ray.
Some suggested it might be a real person in distress, while others thought it could be a prank or even audio from a speaker. Without any additional context or explanation from the original poster, the source of the unsettling crying remains a mystery. TikTok user Eon Guan and his friend were exploring an abandoned nursing home at night. Initially, they recorded the space just to make a spooky TikTok, but upon reviewing the footage, they realized something far more disturbing had been captured. They returned with a friend to investigate, hoping to find an explanation. Then, this happened.
Crazy.
The friends were visibly shaken. There was someone or something else in there. A squatter or a ghost. A hunter was reviewing trail camera footage from a forest at night when something unusual appeared between the trees. A strange shape became visible. The darkness made it difficult to see clearly, but whatever it was, it didn't seem normal. Some believe it could simply be a known animal caught at the right angle, with light reflecting off its eyes. Others think it doesn't look like anything we know. The hunter had certainly never seen anything like it. A woman and her brother believed their home was haunted. Night after night, they reported hearing disturbing sounds, sometimes like a distorted man calling for help, other times like blood-curdling screams echoing through the house. For the first time, they managed to capture one of these terrifying noises clearly on video.
You gotta be hearing this shit.
Could it really be skinwalkers making those sounds, or is there another explanation? One thing is certain, they are not alone. A team of paranormal investigators from the YouTube channel OM Vlogs visited a haunted graveyard to explore and spend the night there. But while walking through the cemetery, they noticed something. A pale white figure in the distance, standing completely still. Frightened, the team backed up and ran away before anything could happen. Maybe it was just a graveyard statue they hadn't noticed before. I don't think so. Two hikers were camping in the San Gabriel Mountains and decided to explore the area before nightfall. At first, everything felt normal, but as they moved deeper into the woods, both of them started feeling uneasy. As they reached a nearby creek, they noticed a heavy, musky smell in the air. Not long after, they came across large tree trunks that had been snapped in half, not cut or broken naturally, but forcefully twisted apart. Then things escalated.
Yeah.
Rocks suddenly started flying toward them from higher up the hillside. They couldn't see anyone throwing them, but they clearly saw the rocks land nearby. The hikers immediately backed away, believing they had entered the territory of something that didn't want them there. Some people think it could have been a person scaring them off. Others believe it matches reports often linked to Bigfoot encounters. Late one night, a group of friends decided to drive through a dark wooded area just for fun. But their casual drive turned into a spine-chilling experience when something unusual stepped out from between the trees. The creature they saw was covered in tangled dark fur, nothing they could identify. Shocked, they slammed the car in reverse and sped away. Some suggested it could have been a bear suffering from mange, its patchy fur giving it a monstrous appearance. Others, including the men who filmed it, were convinced they had encountered a werewolf, or at least something that looked like one. In 1985, survival instructor Susan Purvis led a group of inner-city kids on an outdoor program in the Utah desert. Splitting from another group, she took a shortcut with a teenage girl, thinking they'd reach their meeting point faster. Instead, they got lost as darkness fell and rain approached. Tension mounted as Purvis's frustration grew, while the girl cried from exhaustion. They stumbled upon a primitive wiki-up shelter just in time, huddling together to survive the night. By the next day, rescuers found them after a 15-hour search, and thankfully, they were fully safe and sound. A person was out one night when they captured random streaks of light flashing across the sky. Each flash briefly illuminated the surroundings, revealing bizarre, colorful forms that looked like a maze of rock-like structures. Some suggest it could be CGI or edited, while others wonder if it's something genuinely unexplained. But if it were real, wouldn't more people have seen or recorded it? After a heavy rainfall, a woman noticed something odd clinging to a leaf. It was a large raindrop, but inside, an insect appeared trapped, struggling desperately to escape. Not something you encounter every day. A young couple was on holiday in New Zealand's Bay of Plenty when extreme weather suddenly turned deadly. On January 22, 2026, record-breaking rainfall triggered a landslide at the base of Mount Maunganui, crashing into the beachside holiday park where people were camping. The slide struck without warning, sending mud, rocks, and debris into tents, camper vans, and buildings, trapping people beneath it. Emergency crews rushed to the scene. Firefighters, police, sniffer dogs, and specialist teams searched through the unstable ground, racing against time. In the early hours, there were reports of voices coming from beneath the rubble. People trapped, calling out for help. But the conditions were extremely dangerous. Rescuers were eventually forced to pull back at times due to the risk of further collapses. Authorities struggled to even determine how many people were missing, as some campers had already left the area without being accounted for. At least 6 people were feared missing at one stage, including a child, while in a separate nearby landslide, 2 people were confirmed dead after a home was destroyed. As search efforts continued, uncertainty and fear gripped the community, and with shifting ground and limited access, some areas remained unreachable, leaving one haunting question: how many people were still trapped beneath the landslide? In southern Oregon, a park visitor captured a breathtaking phenomenon.
I've never seen anything like this.
2 perfect rainbow circles around the sun. While full circle rainbows can appear under specific conditions, like from high vantage points or the right sun angle, seeing 2 concentric circles is extremely rare. Have you ever witnessed anything like this? For more scary camping encounters, watch this next video.